guys? My name is Kelly, and this is Kelly's Corner of Nightmares. Today I'm going to be doing my ranking for the Child's Play franchise. Now, keep in mind, I really did enjoy the reboot, but I'm not going to be including it in today's list because it was more of a standalone movie than part of the franchise. Alright, as we move on to my list, I'm going to be going from worst to best, so I hope you guys enjoy, and here's my number 7. Alright, coming in at my number 7 spot, Seed of Chucky. Ah, yes, the creature that somehow just slid right out of Tiffany's unconscious doll body at the end of Bride of Chucky. Don't you just love when that happens? Anyway, you can probably tell I did not enjoy this movie. In fact, it was so bad that it was almost comical. Almost. The entire movie was pretty confusing, actually, including the whole Jennifer Tilly, Tiffany Valentine situation, so yeah, not a good movie. Now, this is a movie that a lot of people actually enjoyed. I enjoyed it for the most part, but you'll see what I mean. Alright, coming in at my number 6 spot, we have Bride of Chucky. I know, unpopular opinion, but hear me out. Just rewatch this movie one more time, and you will see. I myself kept remembering it as this awesome movie with brutal kills and interesting characters. As I recently rewatched this movie, I realized that is not the case for me. Between realizing that Katherine Heigl and John Ritter was in this movie, I was already turned off. The one redeeming factor in this movie was Jennifer Tilly. Oh man, is that woman incredibly sexy. I don't know about you guys, but boring. Okay, coming in at my number 5 spot, we have Child's Play 3. Honestly, this movie and Bride of Chucky would have been tied if it weren't for the outrageous kills in this movie. It was honestly just plain boring, and it should not have been a Chucky movie. I think maybe it would have been better if it was just a standalone movie with a creepier antagonist. But overall, I think this franchise would have been the same even without this movie. Alright, so my number 4 was an interesting movie, to say the least. Alright, coming in at my number 4 spot, it's Cult of Chucky. Honestly, this was an okay movie for me. I really loved Nika's character for the most part, which she was also in Curse of Chucky. But with her second appearance in this franchise, this was also another appearance for Jennifer Tilly and Alex Vincent as Andy Barkley. The fact that it started out with just a regular old good guys doll named Chucky that Nika's creepy-ass therapist bought to prove a point to 3 Chucky dolls, a guy that thinks he's Charles Lee Ray, and Nika finally being possessed by Chucky is insanity. Alright, my number 3 was actually a pretty fun movie. Alright, so my number 3 is Curse of Chucky. The movie is set when she wakes up in the middle of the night to her mother's blood-curdling scream and finds her on the floor of her 2-story home, dead and bloody. It starts out a very predictable slasher movie and ends on a pretty depressing and horrifying note. Nika is such a badass in this movie, even without being able to use her legs. Honestly, the thought of being stuck in that situation in a wheelchair? Absolutely terrifying. The Chucky doll actually looks more like a doll this time, so that made it all the more scary. But unfortunately, with the good comes the bad, and I have to say, I did get pretty bored during some parts of this movie. Alright, now as we creep up on my number 1 spot, my number 2 is actually pretty great. Alright, so I have my number 2, which is Child's Play 2. Chucky is back and more vengeful than ever for not being able to snatch Andy's body in the first movie. Even an innocent schoolteacher met her brutal demise by this 2-foot doll. Andy suffering from major PTSD as a kid is just so sad, but it plays so well for this movie. His foster parents were nice enough, even with the foster dad being such a hard ass, but his foster sister, Kyle, was absolutely the best character in this movie in my opinion. The ending showing how Chucky dies was just so brutal, and I absolutely loved it. Alright guys, here we are with my number 1 slot. I hope you guys agree. Alright guys, we have my number 1 spot, which is Child's Play, the original. Who doesn't love a classic? The acting in this 80s movie was actually pretty great. It was very enjoyable, and the kills were intense. Charles Lee Ray, a serial killer possessing a children's good guy doll. Does it get more ironic than that? No batteries? I mean, you cannot tell me that that wasn't the greatest scene in the whole franchise. Oh my god, iconic. Alright guys, I hope you liked today's ranking. I hope you like and subscribe, and let me know what you want me to rank next. I am actually in the making of a Scream ranking, so I hope you guys stay tuned, and have a great day.